Happy New Year to everyone out there, and welcome to our first edition, 2020 Argo Sports Weekly. We start with my friend Stephanie Lawrence-Yelton, head basketball coach here at the University of West Florida for the women's team. And Happy New Year again to everybody out there. You guys are into your season, and I know to start the year, it's a little bit weird as far as the way the schedule flows with the holidays, the end of a semester, and then you get ready to, we're about to start a new one here. How does that work out for you guys? I know as a coach, it's a little difficult.
It's different. You know, basketball and swimming and diving are really our only two sports here at West Florida that compete over the 2 semesters. So our players are taking classes and traveling and playing in their championship season in the fall, and then we have that little bit of a break, and then we're right back into it in the spring semester, even before classes start. So it's hard. It's challenging for our players, and they've always got to be on point in the classroom. They got to take care of that schoolwork, because every semester academically counts either for them or against them. And if they don't get it done, they could potentially lose half of their season of playing with us. So luckily we've taken care of that academic portion, and as we're moving into the spring semester, we're getting right into our GSC play.
You guys came off a great year last year, 20 plus wins, and you really were driven by 4 seniors. And I know that's last year, and you're moving on. But for the folks who are kind of getting into basketball now with us, you've had to replace a lot, and it's hard to do that. The kind of numbers that you lost. Yeah,
we lost 4 seniors last year. 2 were All-Americans, the other 2 in the record books here at UWF. And when that walks out of the door, it leaves us with maybe 10% of our scoring from last season and 5% of our rebounds from last season. So we really had to have some young players step in and help us this year. This has been a growing year. We're getting there. I thought our last game, we played one of our best games of the season. Our breakthrough is just right around the corner. We just haven't had that breakthrough yet, and so, but we're working towards that.
Early on, as we mentioned, 4-7, you have yet to win in the GSC, which I know is a goal which I'm sure you set for yourself. Yeah. And you mentioned it, Valdosta is a very good basketball team. Your last game out, you go out there and almost pull that upset, on the road.
Yeah, lose by 1 on the road to our conference rival. Had the ball in our hands, had a shot at the basket that was great at the basket. It just didn't fall. And, just 1 shot away from beating them on their home floor. Valdosta is a team that's getting regional votes right now. They're qualifying for the GSC tournament as they sit right now, and we're continuing to battle. I think our biggest challenge right now is that we've got 2 players sitting out with ACL injuries that happened earlier in the season. We've got another player that's home with mono right now and probably won't return for the spring semester at all because her health's not good. So not only did we have a limited roster with young players, now we're 3 players down. We've got 8 healthy in practice every day. So the challenge has been preparing, playing, putting our best foot forward, knowing that all 8 players potentially can get on the floor and play for us, preparing all 8 to do that, and then making sure that that fatigue factor doesn't catch up with us.
You got to be ready when your number is called. I know as a coach, it's always more fun, a player too. It's always more fun to win every game if you can. What about it from a challenge standpoint as a coach when you're in this kind of situation with a younger team? And sometimes you're outgunned a little bit. Are you finding some satisfaction in that? Or keeping you sane?
No, not keeping me sane. No, I'll be honest, not keeping me sane. But I find, this isn't my first season where, the wins, haven't outnumbered the losses. I've been there, done that as a head coach before. I've been there and done that as an assistant coach. And I've always found that during the challenging seasons like this, you do your best coaching because you have to. You have to figure it out. You have to learn to be flexible. You have to learn more about yourself. You have to learn more about your team. And sometimes you've got to learn that you got to take a step back. I think that's one of my biggest learning points this season with our team is sometimes I try to be too creative, and we're not there yet as a program. And so I have to take a step back, although I'd love to be able to go in at that timeout or go in that locker room and make 100 adjustments. Our players aren't capable of doing that yet. And so I have to give them baby steps. I have to feed that to them, with a baby spoon. And when they start getting it, we can do more of it. But I find that that's where I'm at. I've got to kind of step back. I've got to take my pace a little bit slower with this team as well. But that's what good coaches do. You figure it out. You figure out that maybe what has happened and worked in the past is not going to work this year. And you got to figure out a way to make it happen.
Does your team like those mashed peas and carrots?
Hey man, I told them the other day we were taking baby steps. Now we're toddler steps. So we might take 1 or 2 and fall, but at least we're up on our feet and moving now.
as you guys get into the bulk of this GSC schedule, you know, it picks up here into January, into February. Other than putting the ball in the basket, because I know that's number one, what does this team need to do to not, you know, to be competitive, but also maybe win a few games here in the GSC?
Yeah, I think defensively, we're doing some really good things defensively. We went from, you know, letting people score 60, 70, 80 points on us to holding opponents to 45 and 48 points and 52 points. Those are some really low scores. Now, for us offensively, we weren't able to outscore, you know, a 45-point game. We lost by 3 that day. You know, we weren't able to, you know, surpass a 45-point opponent because we just didn't score enough. So spending more time in the gym just shooting the basketball. We've been harping on our players early in the season of they got to get in the gym and they've got to just take shots. Well, now that we're down to 8 bodies, there's only so many things I can do in practice to prepare us for the games. There's not a lot of 5-on-5 action. There's a lot of breakdown, 3v3, 4v4. But now the time that we're not using as far as scrimmaging and going live play, we're using that for shooting. And so I'm hoping that's going to pay off here, you know, for our teams. That's number one, going to build confidence. It gets them in the gym shooting when they weren't doing that prior, and we'll hope that it pays off.
All right, we're looking forward to it. On the road early in the week against Montevallo, then you got Delta State at home, Mississippi College at home, a chance to play in front of the home crowd. I know it'll be good.
Yeah, well, and I think our home crowd needs to understand the player you're going to hear from today, Daniele Norquist, she's leading the nation in double-doubles. Yeah. And just having a phenomenal year. There's a lot of good positive things that are going on individually within our team, and as we bring that and pull that together as a team, like I said, I think our breakthrough is just right around the corner.
So that's a pro transition right there that Coach just pulled off. Good luck to you guys coming up this week. Coming up next here on Argo Sports Weekly, we will talk to Daniele Norquist.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/about us.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby. You got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before. You know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
Welcome back into Argo Sports Weekly. Joining us now is Daniele Norquist, averaging a double-double. We were talking to Coach in the last segment. Good start to the season for you. I know, from a team standpoint, probably not exactly where you want to be. For you, it's got to be kind of satisfying, I know, to go out there and put that kind of performance and really contribute that way.
Yeah, like Coach said, we had 4 really, really great seniors last year, and being able to come in and take Haley's spot when she was on the court and learn from her from the past 2 years that I played with her, it really helped in my character building and being able to go out there and perform like I have been recently. So,
how tough is it, as a leader, as one of the more veteran players on the team, when the team is struggling a little bit early, to kind of break it up a little bit, keep it loose, those kind of things. But also, when it's time to get down to business, do that. Is that the role you're having to play a little bit?
Yeah, it's really difficult because I've been playing sports my whole life and I've never experienced a season like this one. But it's hard to keep everyone on track, but still have that like loose friendship. Like, listen, this is it. There's only 8 of us. We have to band together. We have to stick together, and we have to perform and produce. And we haven't been lately, but it's like Coach said, toddler steps. We're getting there.
What does this team really need to work on from your standpoint? As a player on the court, what are the things that you say if we can do this and that, it'll improve us?
I think it all boils down to confidence and moving on to the next step and not focusing on our last possessions. I think a lot of my teammates get stuck in, oh man, I missed a shot, or oh man, I turned the ball over, and it's just moving on to the next possession and focusing on the things ahead of us and forgetting the things behind us.
When I'm calling your games, I know I'm watching you out here, and you're definitely, when it comes to rebounding in particular, go get it, that kind of mentality. And I say this a lot on the broadcast. Rebounding is about desire and about want to go get the basketball. Kind of what's going through your head in those situations, because you're willing to take the bumps, go to the floor, all those kind of things to get that basketball.
I grew up with 2 older brothers and a twin sister, and it's always been a physical household, and it always came down to effort, and effort's the one thing that you don't need skill for. And so, when the ball's going up and I realize that, we don't score a lot, and rebounding, offensive particularly, is going to help us. So I love getting beat around and beating other girls up and all that. It's fun. That's one of the best parts about the game, I think.
Let everybody know what you mentioned, your family there, where you're from, and kind of how you got here to Pensacola.
I am from Diamond, Ohio. Not many people know where from Diamond, Ohio is, but I was in Lexington, Kentucky, I think it was, and Coach saw us and brought me down. I saw the beaches, I saw the campus. I said, all right, this is better than a farm town in Ohio. It's much better.
I was going to ask what Diamond was famous for. Is Diamond, Ohio famous?
Corn.
Lots of corn.
Lots
out
of corn.
there.
Yep.
So obviously, you mentioned the beach, and you come down here and you kind of enjoy it. What's it been like for you here at the University of West Florida? You got the nice weather, you got the water, all that kind of stuff. Kind of life changing.
Oh yeah, it's amazing. I'm like, friends come down, family come down. I'm not visiting back home. You guys can come see me.
Come spend the holidays here, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
How tough is that though? I know we talked with Coach last segment about this time of year, especially for basketball players. You got to play. You got games going on. Maybe you're able to duck away, go home for a day or two, but it's not like a lot of the other students where they get that break and go home. You guys play basketball, practice, and then go right back to studying again in the spring semester.
It's hard because I'm very family oriented. My grandparents are older. I have all my family's in Ohio, so it is difficult. We have pasta Sunday dinners every Sunday. Our family gets together and has my grandma's cooking, so it's difficult seeing them, and they're getting closer and having all this family time, but I know when I'm home, it makes it even more special, the time that we do get to spend together.
What are you studying? What are you majoring in?
Marketing.
And so what are the plans? What are the plans after basketball?
Man, that is the $1 million question. I don't know if I want to stay here, if I want to travel, but either sports marketing, or I'd really love to work with an environmental company, try to help the environment, change the world a little bit.
So you're mapping that out.
Yep.
What about when you're not doing there's not a whole lot of time when you're not basketball and you're not studying, but what do you like to do as far as, kind of take your mind off of those two things?
Anything with the beach, outdoors. I really play a lot of other sports like beach volleyball and pick up with, I still live with Haley Neiman, so me and her are pretty competitive when it comes to sports and everything.
What's on your playlist when you're getting ready for a game and you're kind of trying to chill out? What are you listening to these days?
I'm a big country, a big alternative person. I don't really have that one song that pumps me up. I'm more of a calm the nerves, relax type of person. So it's not like the one go-to song that gets me amped. It's more like, okay, this is game time. You gotta relax, calm those nerves, get those butterflies going. Gone. So,
interesting concept. You chill and then you go out and beat people up on the court.
That's the goal, right? Yeah.
Good luck to you guys
Thank
coming
you.
up the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for spending a little time with us. Coming up next, we'll talk about the men's basketball start to their season right here on Argo Sports Weekly.
Real change occurs in that split second.
a moment of connection among people.
Change is inclusive.
Change is collaborative. Change is transformative.
Change connects. Who will you connect with?
What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
Hey, who are you?
Oh, hey, Jeff, I'm a car thief.
What?
I'm here to steal your car because, well, that's my job.
What?
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 It happens. So get all state. I'd be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. In Pensacola, call Melissa Keener.
There's nothing quite like coming together over a fresh cooked meal. Face to face, burger to burger, solving the world's problems over fries. There's also nothing like solving the problems right in front of you, like baseball practice, swim team, and getting your family's meals just like they like it, all with a few taps on your phone. Yeah, good thing there's more than one way to solve the world's problems. Good thing there's Whataburger.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
We welcome you back into Argo Sports Weekly. Of course, basketball underway. We've spent some time with the women's basketball team here at the University of West Florida, but the men also in action and also off to a little bit of a difficult start for the 2019-2020 season, but things have looked up as far as the month of December was concerned. Coach Jeff Berkhammer and company went out and went 4-1 in the month of December, fueled largely by some home games and some good play with John Brown back in the lineup. The GSC reigning freshman of the year is doing it in his sophomore season, averaging better than 21 points a game and 7 rebounds per contest. The team also getting some good performances out of Daniel Sofield, the freshman shooter from outside, averaging nearly 10 points a game. They've got Brett Carter Jr. back in the lineup, adding some healthy bodies to the mix a little bit. Connor Flanagan back after missing all of last season with injury. The team is 5-7 overall, 2-3 in the GSC, but 4-2 at home. And they do have some home games coming up this week with Delta State in on Thursday, Mississippi College in for a game on Saturday after hitting the road early in the week to go to Montevallo. We caught up with the team before they left for that trip.
We got to be ready to play every game. You know, the GSC is very tough, and it's just a well-even conference this year, so it's just up for grabs. I think just the first part of the semester, or first part of games, took us the most time. So I think right now we're gelling and getting ready to take on a good conference.
It was quite a transition, you know, coming straight from high school. The pace of the game is much faster, but during the off-season playing with them before the actual season started, it was much easier to get used to, so it really helped me out. First thing I learned that every game's gonna be a dogfight in GSC. You have to work hard every single game. Nothing's gonna come easy to you. You just have to keep fighting, keep pushing no matter what, and gotta see what happens from there.
So again, doubleheaders right here in the field house coming up this week with games on Thursday and Saturday. Thursday, the women start things off at 5:30. On Saturday, it's a 2 o'clock tip for the women's game with the men playing right behind both of those days. Again, goargos.com, always your best resource for schedule, scores, and other features throughout the season. Coming up next, we'll dive into the water with swimming and diving to talk about their most recent home meet and what the rest of their season looks like in 2020 right here on Argo Sports Weekly.
Real change occurs in that split second, a moment of connection among people.
With a common purpose,
a shared vision,
and a unified goal. What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
For those who measure success by the worn tread on their tires, and those who strengthen their body and mind and drift through their weekends over nature's current. Andrews Institute, for those who move.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/about us.
And we welcome you back into Argo Sports Weekly. Time to talk about the UWF swimming and diving team. Of course, the ladies had a great fall for Coach Phil Krause, and they're ready to move into 2020 and got things going right off the bat, bringing Ouachita Baptist into the UWF Aquatic Center for an early meet in January. In fact, just a few days ago, they went out and dominated that meet, winning 145-59 on a Saturday. Freshman Lauren Johnson got things off to a great start, finishing first in both the 500-yard freestyle and the 1,000 free. Caitlin Tierney, Lisa Cottage-Ramnick followed with first place finishes of their own, winning the 200-yard freestyle and the 200 IM. Stephanie Marquardt gets the 100 butterfly with a finals time of 59.90, and Morgan Ayers finished in first place in the 100-yard breaststroke with a finals time of just a little better than a minute. Sophomore Olivia Hadaway gets the 100-yard breaststroke, finishing first in that. And Esther Rossetto, who we talked with last year, spent 60 seconds with, continued her recent success, winning the 50-yard freestyle. The UWF team wins both relays and dominates the meet, as we mentioned. And the Argos will be right back in the pool at the UWF Aquatic Center on Friday. 1 o'clock start for a meet with Hendrix College and Tulane. It is the last home meet of the season and senior day for that team, so get out and support the Argos. Coming up next, we'll spend some time talking to UWF Athletics Director Dave Scott about all the success during the fall semester, right here on Argo Sports Weekly.
Real change occurs in that split second.
A moment of connection among people.
Change is inclusive.
Change is collaborative. Change is transformative.
Change connects. Who will you connect with?
What will you change?
What will change you? The University of West Florida. No limits.
There's nothing quite like coming together over a fresh cooked meal. Face to face, burger to burger, solving the world's problems over fries. There's also nothing like solving the problems right in front of you, like baseball practice, swim team, and getting your family's meals just like they like it, all with a few taps on your phone. Yeah, good thing there's more than one way to solve the world's problems. Good thing there's Whataburger.
You got me falling hard, sweet baby, got me falling hard for you. And still, I felt this way before, you know it's true. And still, you got me more and more. Oh, you got me falling hard.
What does Argo Spirit look like? Is it finding the perfect Argo outfit to show your team pride? Is it giving back while getting your pre-game grub? Or is it connecting with your community in the perfect spot? At Penn Air Federal Credit Union, it's being a proud sponsor of UWF Education, the Alumni Association, athletics, Penn Air Field, and having a spirit of communerosity. Learn more at pennair.org/about us.
Welcome back into Argo Sports Weekly. Joining us now is our friend Dave Scott, Athletics Director here at the University of West Florida. And, it's 2020 now. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you. Happy New Year,
We're
Will.
ready to move into the, we're in the winter sports and looking forward to the spring sports here right around the corner. But let's talk about a successful fall because the national championship in football, we covered that on the Coach Shinnick show, but it was really another banner season, if you will, for UWF Athletics.
Oh, no doubt. All 6 fall sports went to postseason play, 5 to NCAA play. Another great semester to kick off the year. Men's soccer having a good year, volleyball winning a conference championship, and obviously football coming away with the national championship. You couldn't ask for anything more, really.
And on top of that, too, you know, the numbers continue to be great as far as grade point averages and the number of student athletes that are graduating each semester. And I know that's a big part of it, too.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you're looking for we talk about building champions for life. We want to have complete student athletes, ones that not only have success on the field or on the court, but also in the classroom and in the community. So that's all part of that building champions for life, moving students through the collegiate system and out to careers.
You've been blessed, and this program has been blessed to have long-term coaches, folks who have been around here a long, long time, and also some new faces coming in. And I know, you know, we'll get to know a new women's golf coach here in the coming weeks. And you know, it's always nice to bring in some new blood.
Oh yeah, you know, we have been very blessed not to have the turnover that a lot of institutions do, but we continue to have that stability. But at the same time, you're always going to have some things change, and to bring in new faces, and we continually do that, and hopefully bring in the right people to have that same kind of success.
We're going to keep, you know, celebrating football, even though we're moving into the other sports. I know there are some plans to kind of honor the football team and that national championship coming up here. What's on the schedule?
Yeah, a lot of community support, a lot of interest. Obviously, when you have a national champion, the team will participate in the Mardi Gras parade on February 22nd. We'll also have a day that we lower the banner in the field house with another national championship banner, and we also have a campus Mardi Gras parade February 13th, where we'll recognize all our athletes with 102 conference championships. So some nice things coming up this semester to not only recognize our football national championship, but all our sports that have done so well.
We are standing here in the UWF Fieldhouse lobby talking with Dave Scott, the athletic director here at the University of West Florida. This has been redone and looks fabulous, although I'm looking over here to my left, we're going to have to change a number over there on national champions, right, and update that.
No doubt. Update the national championship, put in another box for another trophy, and also update conference championships. So continuing to build on that success that we've had.
And there are some other things coming, some renovations here in this field house. Also, you know, the Gooden Center looks fantastic if you haven't been over there to where the football team is housed, and there's a lot of big things coming down the line.
Sure. You know, there's just, you continually try to improve what you have and what you're doing. We're looking at a field house renovation. Obviously, they'll help the institution host a national conference for INCUR in 2022 that will also do some nice things to create a nice venue for campus. But, you know, with the fall sports doing well, basketball and swimming and diving going on this winter and getting ready to kick off spring, it's a good place to start 2020.
But for you, I know it keeps you busy kind of running through all these different things. And really, though, I know a lot of people will look at the success this program is having, this athletic department is having, and kind of say, what's next? And you mentioned some of those kind of things that are coming. Is it really just, you know, that motto that's, you know, building champions for life behind us and trying to maintain that level of excellence? Is that kind of priority number one?
It is, it is. I mean, it sort of sets a theme or a motto, building champions for life. That's sort of our vision, that's sort of our mission in a very few words, and we want to continue to do that, whether it's working on things for student athletes and academic success, whether it's improving facilities, adding resources, and, you know, becoming better partners with the Pensacola community in the Northwest region. So just want to continue to work on that as we move forward.
It's going to be exciting.
It will be.
Another spring coming here, maybe some trips around. Of course, we think back to last spring, and we just a few minutes ago, Coach Ashley McClain walked through, you know, talk about softball and that trip to Denver, and hoping to do that all again, even though it keeps us busy.
Would love to go to another World Series. No pressure on her or Mike, but those are all, you know, good goals for the future.
All right, thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right, Will.
Happy New Year again to you. Each week we'll be right here Wednesdays on Cox Sports Television in the afternoon. This show will air, and then check GoArgos.com and all our platforms here at the University of West Florida to see airings of this program. And we'll see you right here again next week on Argo Sports Weekly.